Hello students, the topic that we are going to learn today is steps of urine formation. Urine, it is formed inside the kidneys in three different steps. First one is ultrafiltration, then reabsorption and tubular secretion. Well, first of all, we'll discuss about the ultrafiltration. Before that, let's revise a few points. See, the renal artery, it branches and it enters into the two kidneys. These arteries, they then branches and rebranches several times to give rise to arterioles, and these arterioles, they then enter into this Bowman's capsule. So the arteriole which is entering into the Bowman's capsule is the efferent arteriole. It breaks into a number of capillaries, and here it forms a knot-like mass which fits inside this Bowman's capsule. Now these capillaries, they reunite to form the efferent arteriole. Now the efferent arteriole, this efferent arteriole, it then further branches off after moving just outside. It just branches off to form various capillaries that surrounds the nephrons. We call them as vasa recta. So this efferent arteriole, it just vents out. Now what happens here? Glomerulus is the place where the filtration of the blood takes place. From here, water, urea, salts and glucose, these all materials, they just move outside into the cavity of the Bowman's capsule. Because there is a difference in the diameter of these two arterioles, a high pressure develops here in the glomerulus, which leads to the filtration of these substances into the Bowman's capsule. So this the filtration of the blood under the pressure which is created here in the glomerulus, it is known as the ultrafiltration. After this, what happens are everything, this water, urea, salts and glucose, we know all of these things, they are not waste exactly. All the water that's been secreted, that's been filtered out, it is not a waste. The glucose especially is not a waste. It is needed in the body. So what happens in this part of reabsorption, in the proximal convoluted tubule, PCT basically reabsorb the water, the salts, glucose, amino acids, etc. into the capillaries. See, the amount of water which is reabsorbed, it is only up to the extent which do not disturb the normal composition, normal concentration of the blood. If you haven't drink the plenty of water, then your blood is already feeling less amount of water inside it. That time the water which is being entered into this PCT, it's being absorbed. So that time you will urinate less. If you already have taken ample amount of water in your diet or during the day, so what happens, PCT need not to absorb the excess amount of water, and in that case the urine formed will be more. Now what happens, this reabsorption part is done here. Loop of Henle does do perform some role in the absorption. After that, we have tubular secretion. I'm dealing with the topic as per your Selena ICSE biology book. I'm not going deep into like how the ascending and descending loop they work. So we'll finally reach into the distal convoluted tubule. Here the tubular secretion part of the urine formation takes place. From the blood, potassium ions being secreted into the DCT, and also certain drugs like the penicillin and other also, they've been secreted into this DCT. So what happens in this DCT, the urine, it gets the potassium ions and certain drugs into it, which then finally are poured into the collecting duct. So collecting duct has this all urine, and from collecting duct it goes into the pelvis part of the kidney. One thing more that you need to know is that the Bowman's capsule and the PCT part of the nephron, they are present in the cortex of the kidney, whereas the loop of Henle is present in the medulla of the kidney, which then re-enters into the cortex and forms the distal convoluted tubule, which enters into the collecting duct. which are present where? In the medulla. So these collecting ducts, they receive the urine from the different nephrons which are present here throughout this cortex. So they'll receive this urine and they pour it into the pelvis. Pelvis, you know, the expanded part of the ureter. So from pelvis it enters into the ureter. And through this ureter, we knew it enters into the urinary bladder, from where it moves out of the body, it is excreted out, it is passed out through the urethra. So this is all about the urine formation and its excretion. Thank you.